So hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Love Shay back at you with another video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, baby, go ahead and do that. Give this video a thumbs up and leave your girl a comment down below. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the vibes of TV energy, baby. What's going on in these spiritual streets? What do we need to know for our highest and greatest good? Okay. All right. So we have, don't worry, everything that you've been waiting for, it's on its way. Progress is being made even if you can't see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. Trust the process. And that's the thing that I was hearing too, you guys. I was hearing something about you creating something, okay? You working on something. And I'm just hearing the word distraction right now. You feel like there's been so many distractions with you trying to like bring something into fruition. Some of you guys have been dealing with some evil eye, okay? You've been dealing with some evil eye. You've been dealing with some spiritual warfare. Okay, a lot of spiritual warfare actually is what I'm hearing. And it's kind of taken away from your ability to buckle down and lock in on something, okay? Mental distractions, distractions in your relationship, distraction with the kids, distractions at your job, distractions with your paycheck, distraction with your neighbors. It's just distractions everywhere. But Spirit is saying, don't worry. Everything that you've been waiting on is on its way. Progress is being made, even if you can't see the results yet. Spirit is showing you how you can do nothing and accomplish everything. Now, I'm not talking about being lazy, okay? But Spirit is just saying, like, if you trust me, know that I have your back. There's some ball that you put into motion that you haven't been able to, I guess the word is delegate. There's some creative project, an application, a business that you're going to get some good news from. Like, that's why they're saying progress is being made, even if you can't see the results, because it was some things, some obstacles. It was some things in your way in the spirit realm that had to be cleared up. Okay. There were some things in the spirit realm that had to be cleared up. That's why it's happening behind the scenes. Let's see what the bottom of the deck says. When going through life, going through tough times, it is important to remember that nothing up to this point has defeated you. Yeah, you've overcome challenges before. Be kinder to yourself and be thankful for all that you've already have. So a lot of you are already approaching the situation as if you already defeated it, as if you already lost, you know? You already approaching the situation as if you already lost, you already defeated. You already approaching the conversation as if it's not going to go your way. You already approaching the job as if they're not going to give it to you. You already approaching the business as if it's not going to be successful, okay? You're already approaching your dreams as if they are failures, okay? You're already approaching it with this mindset. Okay, negative Nancy. Okay, negative Nancy, get in the room. So for some of y'all, whether this is a business idea, this is a creative project, this is some form of prayer, okay? If you've been feeling like, why is nothing moving? Spirit said it is moving, okay? There are things in the spirit realm that has not been cleared up, okay? That had to be cleared up first. Things that you couldn't see, energies that you couldn't fight. Things that had to be shifted before the blessings could touch down. Okay? And I feel like the big message here is that you don't have to force it. You don't have to micromanage the miracle. Golly. Somebody put that in the chat, baby. You're trying to micromanage the miracle. Okay? Queen of Pentacles underneath the bottom of the deck. Baby, you're trying to micromanage the miracle. Very Virgo-like. It's Virgo season. Instead of just trusting that what you planted is growing. Even if you can't see the roots breaking the ground yet. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're about to finally see some roots breaking ground. Okay? You're about to finally see some roots breaking ground on a situation. On a job. On a relationship. Okay? On a move. On a car. Okay? On a business. Spirit's already signed the approval. The delivery is just making its way to you. Okay? The delivery is just making its way to you. Baby, it's on the way. Baby, it's like you ordered the Amazon package. You outside. Like, where they at? Let me check the delivery person. Let me check the tracking number. Let me just... So we're saying, don't worry. Everything you've been waiting on, it's on the way. And it's like, from the reader, from my perspective, I understand it, right? I understand it. You used to things not working your way. You're worried because maybe you have this subconscious fear that things don't work your way, right? I get it. But this is your confirmation that progress is actually being made in regards to this situation. Let's dive a bit deeper, Spirit. What else do they need to know for the highest and greatest good? Let's pull some cards out here. It's a little bit different today. One. Okay. Bam. Yeah. The 5 of Wands coming out here. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the 5 of Wands. This is you, baby. You've been fighting for your life. I ain't even gonna hold you, okay, baby? Baby, collective, baby, been fighting for your life. It's like every time you turn around, here goes some bullshit. 5 of Wands energy. But I feel like you see this little tiff-taff, the 5 of Wands in reverse, but you don't really know the big war that's going on in the spirit realm. You know what I mean? Like, you see people, being jealous towards you. You see people coming for you. You see the competition, okay? You see it. But it's an even bigger war going on in the spirit realm. You don't even know how much has already been cleared out on your behalf. So what looks like struggle in the 3D is victory being secured in the spirit realm, okay? That's why you're tired. That's why you feel like, you always in the ring, okay? You're fighting to break generational curses. You're fighting battles your ancestors are helping you finish in the spiritual realm. So don't confuse the battle as defeat. This is training, okay? This is spirit building your resilience so that when the blessing comes in, you're not too weak to hold it. You have the capacity to hold the blessing. Okay? Interesting. Let's see what we have here. So we have the King of Cups in reverse, the 4 of Cups in reverse, the Judgment card in reverse. Well. And then notice that all of these cards, can y'all see that? I don't know. Notice all of these cards are in reverse, y'all. So this tells me that all of this is really happening like on the spirit realm, okay, for this reading. So the King of Cups, reverse. This is about emotional maturity, okay? Some of y'all been letting your emotions, baby, run the show. That's why I was asking y'all how y'all feel. How you feel? You've been letting your emotions run the show. You've been reacting. You've been reacting and responding, reacting and responding, reacting and responding on repeat. And it's not a thing where it's like, I understand that we are in this human experience and you're gonna feel shit, you're gonna feel slighted, you're gonna feel frustrated, you're gonna have these different emotions, right? But it's that you've been letting these feelings control the narrative instead of mastering them. And then here with the 4 of Cups reverse, you've been so focused on what didn't work out in your life, what's not going your way. You've been focused, so locked in on what you thought you missed out on, that you haven't even noticed that spirit is handling something brand new. You still focused on the past. And this is you finally being ready within the reverse to say, I don't want to sit here no more feeling sorry for myself. I don't want to sit in disappointment anymore. I'm ready to reach for what's in front of me. I'm ready. Judgment in reverse. This is about you ignoring your calling, you ignoring your gift, you second guessing yourself, you doubting your visions, you doubting the downloads, you seeing 50 different angel numbers. You seeing 50 different angel numbers. Every time you ask about it, is this gonna work out for me? You're like, nah, I just need to see one more. I just need to see one more. Like one more angel number, then I'm gonna know for sure, because that could have just been a coincidence. So Spirit is saying collectively, emotional immaturity, stagnation, and avoidance these are all the things that's been keeping you stuck. So what that means, the flip side to that, all of these cards can be what? All of this energy can be what? It can be turned upright. Meaning you can flip the energy. So what does that mean, Ashe? It means the moment you take accountability, the moment you answer the call, the moment you say, yes, I'm ready, the moment you stop letting your feelings dictate you, that's when everything changes for you. Okay, I want to dive deeper into this. I just keep hearing spiritual war. Let's dive just a little bit deeper into this. Okay. You know what? Let's pull some ancestor messages before we get into the petty messages, okay? Because Spirit just checked me real quick. Okay, Spirit just checked me real quick. For some of y'all, Spirit is saying to not use the word spiritual warfare, because some of y'all like to take that shit and run with it. Because when you hear spiritual warfare, you just think that means you ain't got to do nothing. That means there's nothing that you need to improve. That means there's nothing that you need to change. That means there's nothing that you need to work on. That means there's nowhere in your life where you need to grow. That means that you ain't wrong in no capacity. That means that you don't need to do anything. And that's far from the truth. Okay. That means I don't have nothing. I'm not the problem. I don't need to improve on nothing. I don't need to change. I don't need to grow. But spiritual warfare does not mean that you get an excuse from your accountability. Spiritual warfare doesn't mean that you don't have a part to play. Spiritual warfare doesn't mean that Spirit is just going to clear every obstacle, okay, while you just stay the same. That's not how this works. Some of y'all been using warfare as a shield to be complacent, to be lazy, to be avoidant. Yeah, some things are happening in the spiritual realm. Spirit saying, okay, some things are happening, but some battles are waiting for you to show up differently in the physical. Spiritual warfare, and they're saying too, like, we're playing our part. We're playing our part in the spiritual. Spiritual warfare is not just about what's attacking you. It's also about what you're refusing to release. Just like the people who were before you and before you and before you and before you, what are you refusing to release? What are you refusing to face? What are you refusing to heal? Where are you refusing to grow? Some of y'all are confusing a battle for bypass, okay? You're spiritual bypassing, okay? You're confusing a battle for bypass, all right? And Spirit wants us to be accountable for that language, for spiritual warfare, okay? Because you still got to grow. You still have to reflect. Change is still required. Growth is still required. Reflection is still required. Accountability is still required. Consistency is still required. Okay, let's see some messages from the ancestors. Yeah, y'all are speaking loudly, goddammit. The card said messages speak loud. Yeah, y'all speaking loud as hell, okay? Okay. Uh-oh. All right. Some messages. was a lot of cards. Okay. Exactly. Begging for signs. Begging for signs. All right. Let's pull from this deck as well. Is this the deck I'm using? Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what all we got here. Like, Lord, please give me a sign to stay in this relationship. Lord, please give me a sign it's going to change for the better. First card out. No means no. They heard you the first time. I told you they cut it up. They cut it up today, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. No means no. Bitch, no. Bitch, we said no. No means no. We heard you. No. I feel attacked, okay? And I ain't even been asking for shit, okay? Yeah, that part. Well, y'all hear that, okay? Take it as a bait. No means no, okay, Fred? What do we have? Avoiding the work. Avoiding the work requires clarity. Face your fears. This is avoidance coming out here. We're avoiding the work. We're avoiding the spiritual work. We're avoiding the pain that comes with spiritual work. We're avoiding the discomfort that comes with spiritual work. You got to face your fears. What else we got here? Your boundaries are working. Monetizing before mastery. Spirit calling somebody out. The reason why your business is not growing, okay, is because you're trying to make money off of it before you done figured it all out, okay? You done took one little class, okay, and you done said you're going to start putting it online. You're going to start making money. You're trying to figure out why the money is not coming in. Is because you instantly start to try to monetize this thing before you mastered it, okay? You avoiding the work. I love you. We love you here. We're not judging you. But you're trying to monetize before you get it straight. And that's why you're not seeing what you need to see. It's time to go back to the drawing board. Step back. You need to step back in your student role, friend. Okay? I just heard that somebody wants you to play a wife role without a ring. Baby, they trying to monetize before mastery, okay? And I feel like whoever this is for, you got the talent, okay? The talent is undeniable. Spirit is not saying stop what you're doing, okay? The talent is undeniable. You have the talent. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But you're not going about it the right way. And then, we talked about in the pre-reading with Mercury in the second house deals with self-worth, value, money, all the things. Somebody is trying to sell something that requires them to have the confidence, that requires them to have lived a certain experience. And even though you've lived this experience and you've overcome something, you still haven't integrated the lessons. You still haven't alchemized it, okay? I don't know how to explain it better than that. You haven't alchemized it before you're trying to package it up, which is why it looks like all over the place. Like you haven't integrated it. So let's start here again for a recap. I'm just being petty now. No means no. They heard you the first time. Okay? No means no. We said no. No, no, no. It's not going to change. Avoiding the work. Spirit is saying avoiding the work requires clarity. Face your fears. Some of y'all begging for signs when you already know what you need to do. You don't need another reading. You don't need another confirmation. You're just avoiding the pain that comes with the work. Okay? You avoiding the discomfort that comes with facing yourself. And with the boundaries are working here, I feel like you're being tested. This is what this is here for. This feels like you're being tested. Every time you say no, every time you put yourself first, your boundaries are in place. Your boundaries are working. You're standing your ground. You're holding your ground. Okay? But every time you say yes when you want to say no, when you agree to some shit you don't want to do, you're being tested to see if you're going to fold. But for somebody here with this, you watch one video, YouTube, you watch, you like, oh, I need to figure out how I'm going to make some money. And you watch the TikTok or you watch a YouTube video, you went on a little TikTok university and you're like, oh, they making money doing that? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm finna sell this. And now you're trying to figure out like why money's not flowing. It's because you're trying to monetize this before you mastered it. And like low key, you really don't even have a passion for it. You stepped away from something that was really your passion to pursue something that was somebody else was doing to make money. And you're trying to figure out why you don't feel fulfilled because it's not even your passion. You walked away from your passion to pursue somebody else's lick. Because you was trying to get rich. You was trying to get a bag. You was getting tired, getting sick and tired of waiting on what God had for you to come through. Because you have to play the long game. So you really got low-key distracted. Waiting on what God had for you to come through. Because you have to play the long game. So you really got low-key distracted. You really got low-key distracted. You really got low-key distracted. Okay. But it's okay. Happens to the best of us. Okay, bitch? Happens to the best of us. Okay. Baby, get back in alignment with your purpose. Get back in alignment with your purpose. Set them boundaries with yourself. Do the work. Let's see what else we got. Someone is trying to manipulate you. Okay. I was picking up on that with the King of Cups coming out in reverse. I feel like for some of y'all, this is a particular person that just always got this little sad story. Uh-oh. The internet. What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Okay. I feel like somebody always got this little sad story. Okay. You be falling for everybody's sad story. You be falling for everybody's little sad story here. Oh my God. Like, you know, this is going on with me. I got this going on, that going on, this going on, that going on. And your spiritual team is talking about you having boundaries with this person. And I feel like for a lot of you, you know they be manipulating you. You know it. Okay. They can't block you, but you can block yourself. Again, this is talking about you, you know, in the spiritual warfare. Okay. It's like, oh, they're against me. Oh my God, this is going on. Oh my God. If you have been doing protection work, I'm hearing that somebody is overly doing protection work. Not overly doing protection work, but just hear me out. You've been doing more protection work than you have been doing row opening. You have been doing sweetening work. You have been doing abundance work. I mean, baby, all you've been doing is just protecting yourself. That's all you do. It's just live on guard, okay? You just living in your masculine energy, okay? Not building nothing, not working towards nothing, just in your masculine energy. Just protect. On guard. Not in your feminine energy at all. Not creating nothing because you're too busy on guard. And you tell yourself because you have to be in this energy because you don't have nobody else supports you. You tell yourself that's why. That's what you be saying. The Spirit's saying the world is not going to fall apart if you step off duty for a minute. If you go take a nice bath. Okay, if you go pour into yourself. You're overprotective. You're overcautious. Okay. And it's coming through as survival mode. Okay. I'm just hearing somebody say, I got to protect myself. I gotta do it all by myself. I don't have nobody. And yes, protection is important, but not at the cost of your creative energy. Not at the cost of your feminine flow. Okay. You've been so on guard, you forgot how to create. You forgot how to manifest. You forgot how to receive. And that's why they're saying it's time to balance. It's time to step into your power. Yes, okay, it's time to step into your power, but also you got to step into your feminine energy as well. That's where the magic is, okay? That's where the manifestations come from. That's where your work comes to life. Let's see what else we got here. I think these cards are going to be like what's blocking the collective, so just take whatever resonates, y'all. You are the altar. You are the altar. There is discord in your life or relationships, rituals for peace and resolve conflicts. And you are feeling overwhelmed by your responsibilities. Break tasks into manageable steps. So you got to put you first. If you the altar, you got to put you first, period. I got to put me first, Lucius. I got to put me first, Lucius. Got to. You are the altar. And sometimes I think that when we get into spirituality, we run to work with our ancestors, we run and throw up these altars. Y'all know I got a whole story about that, about my beginning horror stories of getting into spirituality, okay? But we've since ascended. We've grown. We learned our lesson, right? You are the altar. Start with you. Take care of your body. Give yourself libations, okay? What are the foods you're putting in your body? What are the clothes you're wearing? What are the words you're speaking? It starts with you. They're saying you want to honor us, honor yourself. Have some self-respect. Take care of your body. What are the clothes you're wearing? What are the words you're speaking to yourself and to others? Spiritual work it's not just about what you put on, you light a candle on the table, or you trying to call something into fruition. Spiritual work starts with honoring yourself as sacred. The body, the mind, your words, the energy you carry, that's the altar, okay? That's where the real offerings begin. Take care of you first, baby, and everything else is going to flow naturally for you. You keep putting yourself last place, that's why you losing. You keep putting yourself last place, that's why you losing. You can't pour from an empty cup, baby. I feel like these cards are self-explanatory. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into some additional messages here for the collective. We just saying what y'all need to know. Okay. What y'all need to know. Naturally giving person. That's you. That's you. Baby, get a shirt off your back. Baby, pay the rent. Give 50 of the $100 you got left in your bank account. That's you. That's you. Shadow work. Shadow work. The fact that we have naturally giving person coming out here with shadow work, I don't think a lot of you guys realize how much more helpful you will be to other people if you stepped into your shadow energy, if you did the shadow work. See, you think there's only one way to be nice, one way to help people. The more you explore, okay, you acknowledge, you integrate the parts of yourself that you've been hiding, 12th house, that you've been denying or that you've been running from, the more effective you're going to be for other people. It's actually the opposite of what you think. You're going to be more effective in your healing. Because you can't give what you haven't faced. That's the message. You can't give what you haven't faced. You can't guide, you can't heal, you can't support other people fully if you're still holding the parts of yourself that are messy, that are dark, that are uncomfortable. Shadow work is hard. This shit hard as hell. Shadow work forces you to look at the parts of yourself that you really don't want to see. You really don't want to look at it, right? This is y'all. Like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to deal with that. Even though this unhealed shit that you don't want to deal with, you don't want to look at, it's coming out in your emotions, okay? Because you're doing nothing but reacting and responding. You're very reactive emotionally. So it's still coming up. But the more you do this work, the more grounded and compassionate and powerful you become. And you're not going to be so quick-tempered. You're not going to be ready to go off on a motherfucker so quick. You're not going to be in this energy emotionally imbalanced anymore the more you work on yourself. And it's going to show up in your relationships. It's going to show up in your work. It's going to show up in your energy. It's going to show up in your business. It's going to show up in your purpose. So stop being afraid of the shadow. Stop being afraid of your shadow and step into it and integrate that and own it. Because this is how you truly become free and truly giving. Okay? Real giving. Not giving from a deficit. We got divine protection coming out. And home. This card wanted to come out too. If you've been worried about somebody doing some type of magic or something like that at your home, if you've just been worried about your home, about somebody riding past your house, somebody stalking you, somebody who used to live in your home, somebody who's in your home that you can't get out, if you've been worried about getting a home, getting a new home, or anything like that, Spirit is saying don't worry about that, okay? The divine protection is coming here, okay, with home. Spirit is letting you know that if you've been worried about anything that has to do with your home, if you've been anxious about being taken advantage of, you can relax. Your energy is protected. Your boundaries, okay, they're clear, and you're under divine protection, and it's showing up fully for you, okay? Spirit's also saying there's divine protection around your foundation. So you're safe right now to do the shadow work. That's what is coming through right now. Your Spirit is saying your foundation is protected. Okay? What else is the collective need to know for their highest and greatest good? What else is the collective need to know for their highest and greatest good? Okay. All right. We have spotlight. New friend or partnership. Divine feminine. Okay. Okay. So for some of you, if you've been feeling lonely or something, there's a new friend, okay, or a new partnership, somebody new coming in. This is feminine energy coming in for you. This is a feminine energy that's coming in, that's going to see your spotlight, that's going to see your light, not going to take advantage of you, not going to be jealous of you. And she's going to come in after you done the shadow work, okay? After you done this shadow work, this new friend is going to come in. And for some of y'all, this is a business partnership. Somebody you're going to be able to build something with. Somebody's going to be able to teach you something. Somebody's going to be able to help you get you to that next level, or just somebody in general who could just be that confidant, who could just be that person that you can go to, that you could just have that love and support that you say that you've been lacking. Yeah, look at that. You've healed an ancestral wound, and then we have divine masculine. You are protected. Your space is shielded and safe. And this came out next to the house card, which is super interesting. Real quick, y'all. So for somebody, if you've been feeling really worried about your home, maybe worried about rent, like bills or support, maybe support from a divine masculine or something like that, don't worry about it. You good. Like your home is literally protected. Okay, like for real. Your space, your foundation, like you are safe. Okay. But then we have here, you healed an ancestral wound, divine masculine. So you healed this ancestral wound, this shadow work. Because, a lot of masculine, they don't do the healing work. Okay. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Okay. They don't do the healing work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like whatever this ancestral wound that you have that you're healing is from your paternal side, your father's side, okay? Let's take a look real quick. And let's see, because y'all know when we pull this card, you heal the ancestral wound. You know, we got to see, because every time we heal an ancestral wound, we get what? We activate our ancestral gifts. So I feel like there's a gift I know that there's a gift that's being activated for you. Okay, let's go ahead and see what wounds you healed. Let's go ahead and see. So we're going to pull 5. Okay, so take one of the 5 that resonate with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Spirit. Okay. I feel like that one wants to come out. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, 2 more. Okay. So yeah, pick one of them. It could be all of them that run in your father's side, okay? But this is what you're healing. This is the shadow work you need to do, okay? This is the shadow work that you need to do. This is what you're avoiding, okay? So we have poverty. Trapped in a cycle of scarcity and lack of resources, hardship, the struggle. This is what the divine masculine, this is your father's side of the family. This is what they be dealing with. This is what they've been got going on for generations and generations. The struggle, this poverty mindset, money, 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 money. To where they ain't focused on shit else but the money. And you're healing this. And that's why it feels like you in this battle. Remember, like this 5 of Wands? That's why it feels like this. That's why it feels like spiritual warfare, right? But then again, remember, like we said, we're not going to use spiritual warfare as a scapegoat to not do any work. Because how do we get out of this, right? What do you have to do to get out of this poverty mindset, this scarcity mindset? You got to do what? You got to do some work, right? Hold on. They're trying to turn my live off. Okay. Okay. So it's like your father's side of your family, okay? And this could even, for some of you, if you have like a son or something like that, you can have you a son and you're having to heal this now before he gets older, okay? Before he goes out into the world, okay? And starts to repeat these same patterns, all right? I'm seeing that for somebody, all right? But yeah, so we have poverty. So how do we heal this? This is what you need to be working on. The second house that deals with the money, your self-worth, your value. All right. Let's see what else we have. So again, y'all, these are going to be getting to the root of the problem. OK, talking about, the ancestral wound that you guys are needing to heal. OK, we have sibling rivalry. It says, I am wounded by the weight of comparison and resentment, competition, envy, conflict, jealousy, comparison. So for some of y'all, this is about shadow work, about a conflict that you have with a sibling. You don't get along with them, okay? You don't fool with them, okay? Y'all got y'all stuff going on. There's a competition. You may have a sibling that's competitive towards you. There's a lot of jealousy. And this is something that came from your father's side, okay? Maternal energy specifically is what I'm hearing. This is something that you're having to heal and work through. And again, sibling rivalry is coming through. And what does this look like in the picture? A fight, a battle. So this is something you're having to heal and do the shadow work for. And we're going to see what blessings you guys are going to activate. Okay, what ancestral gifts you guys are going to awaken. Okay. The mother wound. Some of your father's side of your family, they're dealing with the mother wound. They didn't have a good mama. Their mom was absent. She wasn't nurturing. She wasn't understanding. They have these unresolved emotions, emotional neglect. They got mommy issues. You're healing that. You having issues with the kids. You trying to be better. You keep attracting men who got mommy issues. Can't figure out why you keep attracting them. And you having a relationship. This is why. This is the work. This is the work. This is ancestral work. You're healing this, okay? In the flesh, in the body, okay? And this is, again, coming from your paternal side of your family, okay? Now, it may resonate for some of y'all for your maternal side, but I'm specifically hearing here that this has to do with your father's side, okay? What else do we have here? Trauma from mental illness. It says, I'm trapped within chaos of my own mind where every thought feels like a threat, isolation, struggle, suffering, unseen pain. For some of y'all, you got some stuff going on, baby. Okay, you got some stuff going on, some things that you need to deal with. Okay, and you ain't dealing with it. You ignoring it. You ignoring it. You won't go to therapy. You saying you don't got the time. You looking at what's wrong with everybody else. But you over there literally in a prison of the mind. 12th house. Self-medicating. Isolating and self-medicating, okay? Whoever that's for. You over there isolating and self-medicating. Come on, we need to heal that. We need to do the work. You got some work to do too, okay? You got some work to do too. It's time for you to put the bottle down, baby, okay? Put the blunt down. No tea, no shade. All right? What else do we got? Lack of accountability. This for everybody, okay? Lack of accountability. Excuses, the blame game, avoidance, denial. This is it right here. Your father's house of the family. They blaming everything on they blaming it on their mama. They blaming it on their siblings. They blaming it on the fact that they was brought into a house of poverty. They blaming it on everybody else. No accountability. It ain't nobody's fault but their fault. It ain't nobody. It was because my mama. It was because my daddy wasn't there for me. It's because I had all of these racing thoughts in my mind and nobody ever did it. 35 years old, still talking about they got all these racing thoughts in their mind and they ain't dealt with none of it. They ain't dealt with none of it. Come on now. Last card. Oh, father wound. I am defined by the father's absence and destined to repeat his mistakes. And this is, I feel like this is the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am of it all here. This divine masculine, your father, okay, your father's side never stood a chance. Because this has been a cycle that's been repeating in your paternal side for many, many times. And each time, everybody got a different excuse. Either they poor, okay? Either they got a mental illness. Either they didn't have the mama they were supposed to have. Either they didn't have the daddy they were supposed to have. They don't have no accountability, or it's the siblings. Okay? And you're healing this. You're healing this. This is what you're working through. This is what you've been avoiding. This is what they're trying to get your attention for. You got work to do. You got work to do. You do. You got work to do. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're going to pull a card for what is the ancestral gifts that you are activating, okay, as you heal this, okay? As you heal this ancestral wound, remember, we activate ancestral gifts, okay? So let's see. 6. Damn, Spirit. I was like, okay, I'm going to just pull one for all of them. Spirit like, no, each one get their own gift. God damn it. Okay, fine. Shit. All right. So, if you resonate with sibling rivalry, okay, this is the ancestral gift that you're activating. Okay, what do we have here? Be your own boss. The gift of courage to step out of the matrix and pursue your passions. Okay, this is the ancestral gift that you are activating. All right, if you resonate with lack of accountability, this is pretty much your reward. Okay, this is your reward. Okay, this is DNA awakening. Okay, this is you activating ancestral gifts within the bloodline. You restoring the flow of these ancestral gifts that have been blocked out from just bagged up trauma, bagged up karma, bagged up generational patterns that haven't been dealt with. Lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. What do we got? Spiritual connection. Your connection to your spiritual roots and lineage is strengthened. Sense of purpose, belonging. So you're getting back connected to the spiritual realm. Okay? You're getting back connected to the source. You're getting back connected to your ancestral gifts. You're getting back connected to God. Okay? You're going to finally feel like you belong somewhere. You're going to finally feel like you have a purpose. Your relationship with spirit will be strengthening. And that's a gift. Okay, because you can't be in the presence of spirit with an avoidance spirit. Okay, with excuses, living in denial. Okay, so your connection is going to be restored. So what I'm hearing for you guys is that for your family, there may be this common trend where either people don't go to church, okay, or they go to church all the time and nothing changes. It's like you go to church all the time and you be doing this and that, you be doing da 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 da, because they don't have a real spiritual connection. They don't have a real connection with God. Or they say they don't care about it. There's nobody spiritual in the family. You the first one. And the reason why is because there's the spirit, okay? The generational pattern of the lack of accountability running through your family. So here you come in, want to hold everybody accountable, want to talk about things that look funny, want to get shit straight, don't want to let shit slide, okay? Want to do a deep dive, want to have family meetings, want to talk things through, don't want to sweep shit under the rug. They don't like that. You disrupting the flow. But we got a process here. We got a little system we got going on here. We got a little system we got going on here. Fuck you think you are. We got a little system we got going on here. I don't hold you accountable. You don't hold me accountable. All right, poverty. If poverty resonated with you, let's go ahead and take a look and see what your ancestral gift that you're activating. And for some of y'all, I don't know. This may be about 10% of y'all, but for some of y'all, what is this? This live visibility is restricted. Okay, whatever. Okay. For some of y'all, I feel like all of this is happening. All of this is happening. And that's why you feel like overwhelmed. Like all of it. It's like all of them for me. But guess what? If all of them is for you, if all of these are for you, ain't all the gifts for you as well? Come on now. If all of this is for you to work through and heal and navigate and do the shadow work and transmute that energy, that means all the gifts are for you as well. Right? Right? Okay, let's see. Poverty. 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 For those who resonated with poverty. Poverty. Okay. Exactly. We have career fulfillment. You are discovering your true calling and life purpose, a level up in your career. You're going to get a level up in your career. You're going to have career fulfillment here. So career fulfillment and poverty, they're the opposites, okay? Opposites. We can go into a whole separate reading about all of this, y'all. I really can, but I'm not. If you resonated with mental illness, okay, let's see the ancestral gift coming in for you. Generational wisdom. You now have access to accumulated wisdom and knowledge of the ancestors, guiding, wow, oh my God, guiding decisions. That's crazy. So you go from healing this mental illness to getting generational wisdom. And this is like, this here feels like, I don't know the word for it, but like parasitic. Like this is something like an energy or something that's been feeding on your family line, on the mind, okay? Wanting people to self-isolate, struggling with this unseen pain, self-medicating, dealing with mental health issues. Because there's something really beautiful here with your lineage, specifically for those who this resonates with the power of your mind. I'm hearing you guys are not only an oracle, but you are... you can see past, present, and future. Like you hold a lot of wisdom in your mind. Like it says, accumulated wisdom and knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And that's something that a lot of people may have, specifically in your paternal lineage. They may have this knowledge and this wisdom. And sometimes it may make them feel like they're going crazy. Or it may make you feel like you're going crazy. Okay. Then we have father wound. Okay, if you resonate with father wound, let's see the ancestral gift you're activating for father wound. Oh, okay. We have career fulfillment coming out for you guys again. I'm gonna Shuffle it again just in case. But it says you are discovering your true calling and life purpose. Level up in your career. So you could have father wound and poverty. Okay, that could be something that you resonate deeply with. Let me reshuffle again just to make sure, y'all. Just to make sure. Okay. Father wound. Okay. Father wound. Okay, so we also have here gift of dreams. You now have access to ancestral wisdom through dreams. Dream interpreter. So I feel like this is speaking about spiritually and also physically here. You know, you're going to be able to dream again. Okay. I feel like for, you know, whoever this is for, you know, the father really not being present in the home made you feel unloved, made you feel not safe. Okay. You felt unsafe. And therefore it blocked your ability to really dream in the way that you needed to dream, especially in your paternal side as a young masculine. Okay. And it made it to where, you know, these elders, these older people in your family, they didn't encourage dreaming big. Okay, they didn't encourage you to dream big. They didn't encourage you to, you know, do the unthinkable. They didn't encourage you that you could do anything that you want. Those things weren't things that were taught into this lineage here. Okay, dreaming big and doing big to where this is something that's going to be restored, where you now have access. You know, and you may teach your kids this, or this is something that needs to be restored in the line. It's the ability to dream. Okay. And if you resonated with mother wound, I feel like this reading just took a whole nother turn, but it is what it is. Mother wound. Let's see what's coming out for you. What ancestral gift are you activating? Look, y'all, career fulfillment tried to come out again, so I'm just show y'all. But let's see. What is this? Truth and transparency. It says, you access the gift of truth, hidden secrets, and lack of honesty has plagued our lineage. So the mother womb, truth and transparency. You're going to get the gift of truth. Ain't no secrets. You could tell me anything. We could talk about anything. And before you can give this, before you can receive this, you got to give it to yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest to yourself about certain things going on in your life, about certain things with your mother, you know. There's something here that you have to do. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Kapak pow. Okay, so that is that. That is the ancestral wound, okay? That's the shadow work that you need to do your homework on, okay? That you need to do your homework on to really dive deeper on this. If you're a part of Patreon, okay, we may do a separate live. Matter of fact, let me keep these cards here. We may do a separate live so we can go over maybe certain candle work that we can do for this. Because I do use these in my personal ancestor work, y'all. I do use these in my personal ancestor work to do ancestral healing. But okay. So I'm going to pull a few more cards. And then we are going to close out. What else do they need to know? Yeah, Patreon, I believe is linked in my bio. I don't know, y'all. Patreon.com/ascend with Ashe. Okay, we be going live over there. Look, bottom of the deck, hermit mode. Disconnect soul searching. Did we pull the hermit card? Wasn't the hermit card like how we started the reading at the bottom of this deck? But now it's upright, I guess, technically. Yeah, it's in my bio. Thank you. Yeah, it's in my bio, y'all. Yeah, join me over there. And when you get over there, let me know that you made it over there. And then we'll do a live, y'all, where I'll show y'all how to do like actual healing work for these specific things. But yeah, look, we have disconnecting soul searches. So again, the reading is like going full circle where the hermit was reversed, right? In the bottom of the deck. Now it's upright where you're ready. You're ready now. You're ready to step out. You're ready to face your fears. You're ready to do the healing work. You're finally ready. You're really ready right now. Look, release of doubt and fear of trusting what I know to be true. You're ready now. Bottom of the deck, scarcity, lack, and limitations, poverty. You're ready now. Okay? You're ready to get out your comfort zone. You're ready to get out of isolation. So let's pull the final messages. So yeah, karmic toxic masculine coming out here. Right on top of you healed an ancestral wound. So you're doing some deep work right now for your paternal lineage. For sure. This is confirmation. This is also talking about here. This came out for the divine home and the home protection. You could have somebody in your home that's your spiritual team, a toxic masculine, somebody in your home, somebody around your home that you need to get them gone. Okay. There's something here about that. What else do we got? Spell casted. Your life purpose is unfolding. And then we got millionaire. Your life purpose is unfolding and millionaire here. What? So, like I said, bigger and better. And we were talking about, you know, shortcuts and having accountability and things feeling like they're moving too slow. You know what I mean? And look here, we got millionaire coming out here. So you're going to get rich through doing this healing work. You're going to get rich, okay, through your life purpose. So you've been looking at something just to do a little something to make a little buck or two. That's not where your abundance is going to come from, okay? Spell casted. Let's pull a card for this millionaire. Let's pull a card for this millionaire. And then spell casted. Okay. All right. This is a whole nother reading, y'all. We're going to have to do a part 2 because I just got a crazy download. Okay. But we have bottom of the deck secrets, family secrets, hidden, lack of honesty, take it to the grave. So there's something that you are like healing that people want to keep secret. And it's something that could have happened to you. This is something that you don't even know that could have happened on your paternal side and your dad's side in some type of way. But there's a lot of secret keeping. Okay. Lots of fucking secrets over there. And I'm honestly feeling like there's some type of spell work that was casted on a certain man in your family. And it's rippling down to everybody else, like all his kids. There's something here. Something here, I'm telling you. All right. So then we have Aries and we have attraction. So for somebody specifically, if you're an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, or if you're dealing with an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, somebody, let me make sure something real quick. Somebody could have did some attraction work. Okay, yeah. Somebody could have done some type of attraction work to like reel you back in. Okay, so this is specifically for somebody. If you just feel like, I don't even know why I want to talk to this person. I don't even know why I keep dealing with them. I don't even know why I keep fucking them. I don't even know why I keep entertaining this person. This is a bullshit person. This person is toxic. This. You can't figure out why. It's because of some things that you have, contracts that you have signed through sexual engagement, or this is about them actually doing spell work on you that you need to unbind yourself. Okay. Yeah. Neptune, deceit. They're not being truthful with who they are. Neptune is like fog. Neptune is like illusion. Neptune is like, did I really see that? Did that really happen? I don't know. Oh, let's see what these cards say for for millionaire. It says, you discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind to follow your own inspiration. Your ideas bring recognition. Period. And then we have renewal. It says you need to take the time to recharge your energy to get back on track. Challenges ahead require you to have faith and break through. Period. Okay, y'all. So we are going to do a part 2 on this message.